Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Today I'm doing a book haul because I have so many books that I need to put on my shelves and my book cart is overflowing. So we're gonna haul some books. And I'm not going to do this in any particular order. Honestly, you all have seen a lot of these books just because of shop with me vlogs that I've done, and then also you know, just if you follow my Instagram or anything like that, I usually post almost everything that I get there. So you've seen a lot of these, so we're gonna go ahead and hop on into it. So I'm gonna start with some gifts. I did receive The Bride Test by Helen Huang. I actually got this from Charles. He sent me this off my wish list. If you've not read The Bride Test, I adore the series. I really love The Bride Test. This one follows Kai and Esme, who I love both of these. I think these two are my favorite in the series so far. This is my favorite cover in the series, and I just in general really love them. Kai is on the autism spectrum, and his mom gets him a mail order bride and she comes to live with him, and it's really cute, and I really loved this. So thank you, Charles, for sending me this. I'm really happy to have it, put it on my shelf now. Laura, who is my dear friend over at Laura's Library Card, sent me The Watchers by Dean Koontz. This was also on my wish list. She sent me this, and I've actually not read this, but I really want to. This is one I really want to get to. So this one is about Travis, who on his 36th birthday goes into the Santa Ana Mountains, and his path is blocked by a golden retriever, and that he won't let him cross. And it's supposed to be like a horror, kind of a thriller. I definitely want to get to this sooner rather than later. I'm gonna see if my library has a copy of it, because you all know I never read anything physically. Like, I just don't do it. I put off books that I own physically and I haven't read. So I'm gonna try to get to this sooner rather than later, but thank you, Laura, for sending me this. I am very excited to get to it. I wanted to read this book in particular for so long, it's not funny, so I'm really excited to finally get around to it. My dear friend Steph over at Novelty Corner actually sent me a gift card for $15 off Amazon, so I'm going to redeem that and buy a book. I just don't know which one yet, but I wanted to go ahead and thank Steph because she did send it to me for my birthday. So thank you, Steph. I love you very much, and I'm very excited to spend my gift card and get a book that I really want. So I also got a copy of The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. This is the first book in the series I showed you just a second ago. This one follows Stella and Michael, and Stella has autism. She's on the autism spectrum, and Michael is a male escort, and she hires him so that she can learn how to have a relationship with someone. Izzy actually sent me this one for my birthday. She got me this cute new cover, which I love this new cover. I think it's absolutely adorable. Thank you, Izzy. I've only thanked you about 12 times, but thank you very much for sending me a copy of this. I am very excited to add it to my shelves. I also picked up a copy of Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey. I absolutely love this series. If you didn't know, Tessa Bailey is one of my favorite authors in the whole world. I have read all of the books in the series. It's one of my favorites, and I cannot wait to continue reading from Tessa Bailey. So I had to include this. This is part of the Hot and Hammered series. This one in particular follows Bethany and Wes, and they have a fixer-up kind of home situation, like TV show off, because Bethany wants to be involved in the demolition process of the home remodels, and her brother won't let her, so she goes off and decides she's going to do her own renovation to prove him wrong. And it's a relationship between her and Wes, and they're enemies to lovers. I loved this. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. I think this is my second favorite in the series, but if you've not read the Hot and Hammered series, check it out, please. So I also picked up a copy of The Best American Erotica in 1999. I bought this because Megan found one with her birth year, and this is my birth year, so we picked them up because we thought it would be funny. That's all of it. It's a joke. I might read some of this at one point. Who knows? But as of right now, it was just a funny joke, so I bought it. And then from that same shopping vlog, because if you wanted to know, I'll link that vlog down below, but I bought all of these books on that vlog, and I also picked up 4 historicals. I picked up the book, I picked up 1 and 2 in the Highland Wedding series, which this is my favorite historical series. This is Highland Spitfire and Highland Hellion. These are very cute Scottish romances. And then I also picked up a Joanna Lindsay, which had a really cute step back on it, which I just really liked. I'm just collecting Joanna Lindsay for step backs. And then I also picked up this copy of The Marriage Contract by Kathy Maxwell because it had this step back in it, and I wanted it. So I picked those up as well at half price books, and I don't know anything about these ones, but I picked them up. Placed a pretty large manga haul, like a manga order from Right Stuff, and I accidentally picked up this copy of Another. This is a novel. It's like a full actual horror novel, and I thought it was going to be a horror manga. It's not. It's just a novel, and I've wanted to get more into translated works, so I'm going to try to pick this up and see if I like it. I'm not 100% sure though if I'll end up actually getting to it though, just because it's the physical copy, and if I'm going to pick up translated work, I'd rather just pick it up on audio or through ebook. So we'll see what happens, but I did pick up a copy of this and I'm very excited to potentially get around to it. I'm still a little frustrated at myself for accidentally ordering this, but it is what it is. My aunt had a couple copies of books laying around her house that she brought me, and I was going to show them really quickly. The first one is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I was remotely interested in this, so I decided I'd take it off her hands. There's also The Lost Sister, which is a thriller. This one is about a serial killer. Like I said, I was remotely interested, so I grabbed it. This one is This Is Our Story. This one, I have no idea what this is, but I think it might have been either a YA thriller or a like adult thriller, but either way, I'm pretty sure it has like some thriller aspects in it. And then I had to grab this one because this is the films of Stephen King, and though I am no longer supporting him by buying his books, I will take things from people who like want to like rehome. I say rehome like it's a dog, like redistribute like his things to people. So like I'm not supporting him at all. But this is about his films, and as I've said, though I'm probably done with his books, I'm still interested in his films, so I wanted to add this to my collection. So in another shopping trip, I ended up picking up this mystery book. This is The Two Lila Bennetts. This is a thriller. I know nothing about this one other than it's 2 lives and there's 1 chance, and I was going to read this for a vlog. I unwrapped it and everything, and then I just never got around to actually getting to it. It's the issue of I don't read physically, and I let someone convince me to buy it even though I knew I wouldn't read it if I physically bought it. So this is just your reminder that if you do not read physically, don't buy a book just because someone tells you to. It's not a good idea because you're not going to get to it. So here's this book. Lo and behold, I have not read it. I don't know when I will or if I will. So there's that. I also picked up a copy of The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now I know what you're thinking. Tamika, you literally own all of John Green's books. I don't anymore. I've unhauled some of them. But the reason I picked this one up was because when he originally released this book, he did sign copies, but I was not a fan of him at the time. I had a friend who was, and I just hadn't read from him yet. And this is a signed copy, and I just wanted a signed copy for my collection because this is my favorite John Green book, and I'm completely okay with owning 2 copies of it. Because 1 is signed. So that's it. I now owned a signed copy of The Fault in Our Stars, which if you don't know what The Fault in Our Stars is about, this is a YA contemporary tragedy, honestly, about a girl named Hazel Grace who has cancer and a guy named Augustus Waters who also has cancer, and their tragic love story. So I love them a lot though, and I love this book, and it made me cry multiple times. So I'm sure you know what that book is. So then I also got a copy of Queen Takes Queen. This was a birthday present from Kayla from On the Fritz. So thank you, Kayla. I love you very, very much. And I'm so excited to have another copy of this series. I now have 3 of the 6. So I need 3 more. Like I said, I'm probably gonna use my gift card to get number 4 because that's the next one I need. I love this series. If you've not read the Queen Takes Night series or their Vampire Queen series, it's just pure vampire smut, and it's a great time, so you need to get on it. It is freaking delightful. And speaking of this series, I did buy myself Queen Takes King in the video I did where you all chose what books that I bought for Instagram. So I am up to book 2 and 3 now. So I bought this one for myself. Kayla bought me this one. Thank you, Kayla. I'm very excited. Thank you so very much. I cannot wait to add these to my shelves so that I have them. I'm having a great time with this series. I'm just so happy to finally own it. I guess we'll continue with that video that I did because I also picked up a copy of Dark Notes by Pam Godwin. This is a student-teacher relationship between a student who is trying to get into a very prestigious like music school and her teacher who is was hired specifically so that she would not get in this spot at Leopold over the principal's son or the headmaster's son or whatever he is. And this girl has a really abusive home life. This was the Taboo Book Club pick for April. I really, really liked this. I gave it a 4-star, I believe. So I went ahead and picked it up. It is huge, but it never feels like it's as big as it actually is. Like it never felt like it was like a 15-hour audiobook. It honestly, it did not drag in any place at all. It was absolutely fantastic. So I'm really happy to have a copy of this as well. If you've not read Dark Notes, please check it out. And then my lovely friend Bree over at Love of Words sent me 2 books. She sent me the first book in the Ice Planet Barbarians, which I love so freaking much. I love this series a lot, like so much, and I'm so excited to finally have a physical copy of this book for my shelves. I'm gonna collect all of them because I love them so much. And I did get this as a birthday present from her. And then I also got Zenny from her, which this one has 2 bisexual a hero and a heroine, and I love having 2 bisexual characters represented in a straight passing relationship. Phoenix is also very excited about that, and I love them so much. It's also an interracial relationship and a marriage of convenience, and I just really love it. Zenny has to get into this marriage with this guy named Mason, who in order to get her inheritance, and that's essentially what it is. And then there's pegging in here as well. So if you want some Rebecca Weatherspoon, I highly recommend this. This one is Blue Alien Smut. Let's get it real. That's the best part about all of it. Then my sweet bee Naima, who I love with my entire heart and soul, sent me 3 books. She sent me Sour Candy by Keelan Patrick Burke, which I read at the Kindle Clear Out, and I absolutely fell in love with this. This was such a good horror book. Like, this is a horror novella, obviously. It's very tiny, and it's literally about this guy who sees this kid like wailing in the middle of the supermarket, and he keeps dropping candy, and this kid gives him a piece of candy and he eats it, and then weird ass shit starts happening. And I cannot tell you anything else without spoiling it because it's so small, but it is so good if you're interested in horror at all. And like, it was just so well done, like so well done. It genuinely creeped me out in places. She also got me a copy of Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I love Verity by Colleen Hoover. I actually bought myself a copy of Verity as well, so I have 2 copies of Verity now, which is great. I don't even care. I think it's perfect. So yeah, she sent me a copy of Verity, which I love this book so much. So this one follows this author who needs a big break, and there's an author who's like in a coma, and she's asked to ghostwrite for this author because she can no longer continue her story, and there's weird shit happening, and like I literally cannot tell you anything about this other than like it's a wild ride. And there's a dual timeline, and she finds like a memoir that the mother and wife wrote, who's the author who's in a coma, and you start figuring out what actually happened, and it's very interesting. She also got me a copy of The Takeover by T.L. Swan, which I love this book so freaking much. I loved The Stopover, but I also really loved The Takeover. So this follows Tristan, and he's trying to buy out this other company, like this other media company, and there's a single parent romance because the mom has like 3 kids, like the heroine has 3 kids, and she is trying to keep her husband's business afloat, and he's trying to buy it, and they have a one-night stand, and then like Tristan just won't leave her alone. He's so persistent. It's so cute. I love this so much. If you want a good single parent romance, I highly recommend you check out The Takeover. This entire series is just phenomenal, and I cannot wait to read The Casanova. I also picked up a copy of Dark Prince. This is by Michelle Hercules. This is the Blue Blood Vampires Volume 1 or Book 1. This is a like a Vampire Academy kind of story. Everyone has to go in disguise and sneak into this like vampire school. Like, this is a school where they're trained to like be like really professional vampires, and she's trying to like get this necklace from Luca here. I think his name's Luca. So she's trying to get this necklace from Luca to give to someone else to save her brother, and she ends up falling for this dude. And there's a lot of stuff in here that I cannot even talk about because it's spoilers. So it's a really good paranormal vampire romance though. Like, really check it out. It is highly entertaining. I also have a copy of A Duke to Die For by Amelia Gray. I actually bought this last fall, and I have continued to forget to haul it because it keeps sitting on my dryer and I keep forgetting about it. So another historical I was supposed to read with Kennedy, and I never did. All right, the last 3 are all Brianna Hale titles. Are we shocked? I'm not. So the first 2 here are both books in the Love Doesn't Cost a Thing duet. This is Come to Daddy and Lap of Luxury. Both adorable, so cute. I love this series. I really want to reread this series. This is Come to Daddy. This is a sugar baby, sugar daddy romance. This one is Lap of Luxury. This is a captor captive. You do really need to read them in order to get like the full story, or else you're going to spoil yourself for this one. But they're good. They're interesting. I love them a lot. I don't think there's any daddy kink in this one actually, but this one does have blood play and knife play. So, and dubious consent. Because this guy right here is a madman. And then I also have Rush by Brianna Hill, which is no shock. This was the May Taboo Book Club. This is Brianna's newest release. This is a rockstar daddy romance. We love it. There's some little play, not a ton of little play, it's like light little play. There is some degradation, humiliation kind of thing going on. It's really great. There is some impact play, so it was really good. It was just really good. I really recommend you read it. It's one of my favorite books of the year. Rush is my favorite daddy from Brianna now. He's a soft dom and I love him so very much. So if you're interested in Rush, please pick it up because I loved it and I'm not gonna shut up about it. So those are all of the books that I have to haul for you for the first half of the year. I am very excited to be getting around to some of these, but I'm also really excited just to add some of them to my collection. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent me a gift, who sent me a birthday present, or just bought me something off my wish list. I really appreciate it. I love all of you so very freaking much, and I'm so excited to call all of you my friends because y'all just make my heart happy. So with that being said, leave me a book stack emoji. Like, I know I give this one often. Leave me a book stack emoji because piles and piles of books over here. So leave me a book stack emoji and I will chat with y'all in my next video. Bye everyone.